Doing the same program in C++ is going to be a little different because we haven't gotten to object-oriented programming in C++ yet. And that's fine. We're still going to have our same basic C++ pieces, include IOStream, int main. It's going to be our program. We're going to return 0 just like we have in the past. None of that's different. We are going to have a calculate angle function. So we want to return something from this function. We want to return an int. So we're going to do int calculate angle, and we're going to bring in int sides. And then from this function, we're going to return the angle, just like we did with the other one. So if and actually I'm looking at it over here on the left-hand side, the Java one, you can use some of what's in the Java one to do this. And whoops, I didn't do this right. This is the function prototype. This is so we can have the function in any other part of our program. There we go. So we have our function prototype, and now we need to create our function. So it's going to be an int well, I can just copy this because the function prototype is the same as the function, except the real function has stuff in it. So we're going to need, we have sides coming in. We're going to need to return an integer of angle, right? Just like we did with the Python one. And I could put interior, exterior, which I should do, interior, and I don't know, I've not found anything that says which way you're supposed to, definitively that says which way you're supposed to do your variables in this. Let's see, exterior, which is just like we did with our Java one and our other one. So we have exterior angle. Now we do our calculation. Well, I already did the fixing it up part, so this is from, I don't know, one of my solutions to this, but you can see this is not quite the same, so I must have used, there we go, let's make that match. It's happier now. This is going to be just sides. There. And this is going to be sides. So you can see the formulas, if I kept my naming consistent, it wouldn't be quite so hard to change things. For some reason, I did all these programs at different times and came up with different answers. So here they are. But one of our problems with C++ is we can't return more than one thing. So we're in trouble here. So how do we do that? Well, we have to have two functions because I'm not going to get into references and pointers today. So we need a calculate interior angle function, and we need a calculate exterior function. We need to have two of them. We can't do them both at once and return them. Interior, right? So let's take this guy, make a new function. Calculate exterior. And by the way, Java doesn't allow you to do multiple returns either. But we do know object-oriented programming, and then you don't have to worry so much about returning. T exterior, oh brother. There. And we do need to return that. Right? Same shape. Declare, calculate, return. There. It's not as beautiful as it could be, but it's pretty good. So we have to have two functions. For everything we want to return, we have to have a function. So if later on we display a string, a display function maybe. So we'll just say this is going to be a string return. display maybe, display function, where we're going to pass in the exterior, interior angles and all that stuff to have a display, or we just display it down here in the main. That might be easiest just to display it in the main. Well, we have to do the whole get the input from the user and all that sort of stuff. You know how to do that. I'm just going to copy and paste some of my stuff from here and then modify it. This is a different, older version of the program. We do need int here. I should have just called it sides. I think we'll go back and redo my program so I have the same things everywhere. So we're going to do interior, whoopsie, interior angle, sides. And we're going to return that to a interior angle variable that we need to create up here, int interior angle. Oops, we need an R there. And then we'll print that out. std dot cout, and we'll just print the interior angle and not do anything else. Oops, wrong way. And finish that up. Oh, I did that one the wrong way. There. And I still am missing something. Oh, there it is. Because we're shouting out. That's how I kind of remember it. Whoops. Remember which is in and which is out. I'm shouting out. There. All right. Well, we have a quick prototype based on, we've done this 3 times now. Let's go ahead and compile this and see what kind of errors I did. And let's compile it with my G++ compiler. Uh-oh. I made a boo-boo with my function prototypes. They're supposed to have semicolons because they're not actually functions. They're just letting the compiler know that, hey, dude, you know what's coming up? We got some stuff happening. All right, let's try compiling again. Here we go. Let's see if we get lucky. Yep. Sometimes in Visual Studio Code has errors here. It doesn't mean anything because the compiler just hasn't caught up. Well, let's see if our little program works. Oh, so far so good. We'll do 3, which comes up with 60. Ooh, a lot better than I did with Java. Anyway, you get the idea of how to use the shape of the code, the calculations, and build something the same general shape in 3 different programming languages. I hope you have fun with this.